Hey, it's my turn. Hi, guys. How are you? Welcome to Off the Table, Guardians of Parna, episode 39.
39? No way.
Enter Sarbadoon.
Sabadoon.
Sarbadoon. Welcome to the stream. We're glad to have each and every one of you. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons today, which I don't know about anyone else, but is much needed for me. So thank you guys for chilling with us. Our announcements are quick and easy and pretty much the same, kind of, sort of. Reminder to check out Path of Most Resistance. Gabby Bird does that. Twitch.tv/Gabby_Bird. And this week, they're going to be playing live a one-shot hosted by Cody, one of their players. So go check that out. And then they just put episode 13 on YouTube. So go check that out, get all caught up, and watch the madness of taking the most resistant path there. Also, we like to highlight Steel Fist Keep, which played yesterday. No spoilers, they had a wonderful day, and they did good stuff. So go check them out. That is twitch.tv/live2game, that guy over there. And he's the Dungeon Master, cast plays, and they have some other players. All that content is on our YouTube channel, coming out weekly, at least one video a week from one of the 3 campaigns, which is soon to be 4. We have decided that we're going to be streaming our other game that we were playing once a month and try to give you guys that content too. So I'm going to not DM that because Dreve has graciously decided that she wants to do it. So I'm going to let her. And I'll let her explain all that when the time comes. But we will, of course, let you know which campaign is going to be playing when and when it's on YouTube, so you can get all caught up on all that sweet Dungeons and Dragons content brought to you exclusively by Off the Table. Anything else that anyone else has that they want to tell anyone that's watching us?
If you'd like to interact with the people that are on Off the Table, you can join our Discord. I believe that's listed below, right? Boom?
Should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that will have updates and just interact with us there. Yeah, right? Go.
Right. Yes, all those things. Okay. Those are our announcements. Excellent. Okay. Hopefully I can figure out what I'm doing, get my head together so that we can actually play a good game. I just feel, whew. Okay. Are you guys ready to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, here's what happened last time on, because it's been a couple of IRL weeks. So you guys, upon entering the Dark Tunnels in search of Sarbadoon, which is said to hold Phaemax, the Beholder, which you were charged with defeating and killing from Revorhu at the beginning of your whole quest. Upon finally going to do that, you encountered a couple of Ankegs and a purple worm that were found down in the Dark Tunnels. And upon defeating those, you guys decided probably would be best to take a rest. So you spent the rest of the day back up in town, did a couple of things, did some shopping, and then decided to head back down the next day to get past the Dark Tunnels with no encounters, finding this hidden wall that had been illusionary that you guys had found previous months before. It was still there, and upon reading the inscription, you guys went through the illusory wall and ended up coming across a elf woman, seemingly down in the tunnels alone, Ka Tazan, who informed you that she was down with a research group down in the Underdark and had kind of slipped away as not to be a part of them, but still seemed to be researching something that she didn't give up at the time. Informing you guys she would take you to Sarbadoon and help you find what you were looking for as long as you kept her safe and away from the other researchers. You guys set off together, not to get very far. Upon making some noise down in the tunnels, you encountered a family of bullets that popped out of the wall and tried to make lunch of you. And after some members sustaining some damage and Zanfelkin quickly scanning over all the bullets, noticed something about the mama bullet that seemed different than the others. And that is where we pick up right away with you guys right after the heat of battle.
So we've been calling her KT. Is that okay?
You've called her that, but not like to her face.
Okay, can we just call her Mrs. Winter? Just wondering if that's okay.
I don't think that's canon.
Okay, well,
It is now. Shotgun wedding.
okay, so Zanfalcon noticed something, and I'm sure he told us all what it was that he noticed. What was it that he noticed? We investigate the mama.
Okay. So you guys head on over to the mama. Her slumped body. You kind of pry open the mouth, and it appears that there is something kind of laying under the tongue area.
I lift up the tongue area.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
While he lifts up the tongue, I stick my staff in there, like the little thing on the car hood, to keep it propped open.
Prop rod.
There you go.
There still appears to be a half of a corpse in this bullet's mouth.
Saving a snack for later.
What flavor corpse?
As you kind of pull it out, there is only the lower half. This lower half seems to have some type of robe that it was wearing, along with some red dark leggings, and there appears to be a small kind of pouch still attached to the waist. And as you kind of open it up, it has only like 2 gold coins, but it does have a small scroll of parchment and a dagger.
What does the scroll say?
Make an intelligence check, because you're ever fervent trying to read. You have no idea.
I handed it to my friend Dreve because she was a reader for me.
Zines will read it.
Okay.
Well, I should say, is it in a language Zines understands?
What language do you speak?
All of them.
Zines speaks Common, Druidic, Halfling, and Dwarvish.
You cannot currently read this letter.
Did she understand what language it is? Can she recognize it?
Make an intelligence check. It's not a. It's a very ancient language, and the script is almost hieroglyphic-ish. It looks like it's been the pictures tell a story, but also have a known language associated with them.
Oh, come on. I even made a book like that. I can't understand this? Man. Okay.
You've got no idea, because while the pictures may show you something, the meaning seems to be hidden. It looks like it could be a mix of primordial and something else, but it's not full primordial, so you can't fully understand what it says.
Man, what's older than celestial language?
I'm gonna hold it up for. I'm gonna call Katazan over and see if perhaps she recognizes it. Or if by any chance if she recognizes the robes, and if it was perhaps a former party member of hers, or...
Yes, I recognize the robes. This language is odd to me, but if it's associated with whoever this was, then it is most likely. This was one of the cultists. There have been a number of cultists that I have managed to not run into down here in the Underdark, and they seemingly are searching for something. And if you cross their path, they are very not nice. They would like to take you as slaves and feed you once they find what they're looking for.
I will just hold on to the piece of paper, then kind of stuff it in my bag. You might be able to find somebody that may be able to read it at some point.
Beowulf, you don't know weird languages? What about Zan? Dan doesn't know anything, right? Anna, you don't either, right?
That is not a ranger spell.
Isn't there a spell for understand languages or something?
Comprehend language, and it's bard, warlock, sorcerer, and wizard. And while I'm a wizard in real life, I am not in this game.
That's Zan Falcon's. Zan Falcon can at least tell you that it is the language of the beasts, most used by those on the plane of beasts, also known as the Wildlands, or the Beastlands, as they're formerly called. And while there's no known language there, this is probably where that comes from, but he can't read it.
So Dreve can't polymorph into a beast and read the language all of a sudden, right?
You can try.
I can communicate with animals if I spend like 10 minutes thinking about it. Can I? Probably won't work.
No, because the problem is when I B-shape, I keep my intelligence, so I don't get their languages or anything. At least I don't think so.
Okay, so you don't get the languages.
What about
buddy.
Chill?
Ooh.
I can communicate with Chill, and Chill could try to read it.
You can try. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to take 10 minutes anyway. We're going to take a short rest here anyway, right? Was that the plan?
Yeah.
I think what we should do, though, before we rest is kind of stack up the mommy and daddy corpses, the baby corpses, like in the halls to kind of block it off so that, you know, if anything's coming at us, we'll know it.
I do that.
Okay.
And then I spend 10 minutes to communicate with Chill. And I show him the paper.
Okay. So you spend
A
10
wolf
you
translator.
spend 10 minutes, and the Chill's pretty quiet, but you can start to pick up on the Hey, Chad.
Chill, I just, first of all, want to say you're a loyal, trusted companion. I'm sorry you got hurt in that last fight. You mean a great deal to all of us.
It's cool, man. I'm just doing what I can. I love Anna a lot. I mean,
Who doesn't, am I
cool.
right?
I know. Yeah, she's the greatest. She's the best. What can I do for you?
I like the chill. Okay. Dude, so totally, can you, check this paper out? It's in, some sort of beast speech, and we were just wondering if maybe you could tell what it meant.
I can certainly try. I'll do my best.
I hold it up for him and let him see.
Go ahead and Cass, go ahead and make an intelligence check for Chill.
She's too busy tearing up.
She's crying over your impersonation of Chill.
I did this before, and you guys didn't have any.
There weren't this many words, so. Oh, and drop it down a timber or two, a little bit lower. But this is awesome.
You want him to roll intelligence?
Yeah.
If this works, this is a awesome moment in D&D history. I'm just saying.
He kind of looks at it, kind of gives it a couple Yeah, man. Unfortunately, I can't quite read that, but the pictures are cool.
What do you think? What do you think the pictures mean?
If I had to give my best guess, it would probably be something about like trees, and that one there looks like it's a really big rock kind of thing. Like I can't totally get my head around it, but you could be looking at like a forest or yeah, I'm not really sure.
So this is like the wolf version. Yes, totally a stoner. The wolf version of the turtle in Finding Nemo in the
Also, the sun tree from Critical Role.
I pet Chill and give him like ear scratches and like you're a good friend, Chill.
Thanks, man. I'll do what I can.
Do you have anything you want to talk to anybody else about? Because I can translate for you right now.
This whole time we just hear yip 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 yip. Yip.
No, I think I'm good. Tell that new lady that she smells good, but that's about it.
Okay, I'll relay the information.
Awesome, man.
Peace out. Then I go up to her and says, he likes you. He says you smell nice.
That is most kind of him. Thank you.
I tried. He didn't know anything about it, guys. He said that one looked like a rock and one looked like a tree, but he's not sure. But yeah. And he loves you, Anna.
Because so you do that for you take your 10 minutes and you have that conversation. Are you guys gonna take the rest, the next couple minutes to 20 to 40 minutes to take a short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm going to expend one more hit dice. Awesome. That's like 2 fails in a row.
You just click on hit dice and it'll spend them for you.
But you have to reduce the number of hit dice you have.
Wow,
Oh,
you
what
guys
is
did
with
a
this?
whole
Oh my
hit
god,
dice.
that's 4. Oh man, we suck today. Good thing we're not like trying to find a beholder or anything. Jeez.
Did no one like warm up their dice
I
before
did not warm up my dice
Nope.
today. These don't count.
Oh, they most certainly count.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, those. No, those don't count. I got you. You hack the wall to pieces.
We
These
got
are-
to get out when we're done, so I'm just making way through the bullets.
mine
Okay.
were for Chill.
I got another nat 1.
Yeah, you did. They should be all gone by now. I made sure to. No, I'm just kidding.
I was
Should be all
saying
gone.
in my stream yesterday that it'd be nice if you could like change the color of the dice text or something. So if that color's not working for you, you could actually proactively do something like, I'm going to use my blue dice now, you know?
Not like this when you roll them, but like if you type out the command, like say roll 1d12 or 1d whatever, it goes by the color that you have selected for your text at the bottom. So if you were to change that color, it would change the dice color that you rolled. Just FYI.
I'm going to write a stern letter to Roll20.
I'll help you. I'll co-sign that letter. What would you guys like to do for Zan? Do you want him to roll hit dice, or do you want him to find a way to heal?
Let him roll hit dice. Okay. We don't take short rests often enough and use our hit dice often enough, so might as well use the hit dice and save the spell slots.
I just wanted you to make the decision so I didn't have to.
Zan's cool with whatever I decide. It's me, after all. By the way, Boom, I was watching the video since I had missed it. I was very disappointed in your decision making for Zinies.
I knew you would be. It is what it is.
Boom got confused with all the different spells that you
It's
have.
all good though. And what was funny, Boom, is I was watching the video and I saw where like your confused look when you were like looking up spells and stuff that I have. I counted them. There's 97 spells or 91 spells on my spell sheet, and that's not even all the spells I'm supposed to have. I'm supposed to have about probably at least 10 to 15 more. It's just they're not in the compendium, and I'm too lazy to add them.
Why do druids have so many spells?
Druids have access to their entire spell list, but we can only prepare so many spells per day.
So, well, I was just looking at it because there's a lot in there. I only went off what there was prepared,
Right.
but
Right.
I didn't want to put you guys in a bad spot by using up spell slots, and then you're like, why don't I have this?
Okay.
Is that a little
So-
Beowulf envy because of the Eldritch Blast only spells that you got?
'Cause- yeah, he has no spell slots. He has none
3.
compared to how
Yeah,
many
but
you have.
But you
Yeah,
also
3
like,
equals none.
warlocks, their spell levels are maxed out to whatever the highest they can cast, and they recover their spell slots out of short rest, not a long rest.
True. Okay, is everybody rested?
Yeah.
When everybody wakes up, they can have 8 temporary hit points because Celestial Warlock.
Thanks,
If-
friend.
If that doesn't go over my maximum, can I just add them to my current hit points?
No, you just put it.
No,
There's a
you-
spot for temporary hit points.
You want to add them as temporary because, I mean, technically you could, but you want to add them to temp because you take away temp first.
All right. Okay. Man, how many hit dice is he spending?
No. 7 of those were Zan, and 3 of those were KT.
We are all rolling bad.
Yeah, it's
I
not
have-
it's not looking good
Yes, I
today.
know.
We're just saving it for the beholder. That's what it is. We're saving up our good rolls for the beholder.
Works for me. I'm good for it. Okay. So how would you guys like to proceed?
As quietly as possible.
I quietly move. I think it was the mama out of the way to proceed. Are we going map?
No, you don't have to go map. I'm just moving
Okay.
them, but you can stay. Yeah, you guys move those out of the way. What's going to be the order, just so I know the marching order?
Me, Zinies.
Okay. Where does Zan usually go? In the middle, right?
Somewhere in the middle, yeah.
Okay.
And then chill. Beowulf in the rear.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Unless Beowulf
that's-
wants somewhere out of the position. That's fine, Beowulf. I'm going to want to speak for you.
This looks good.
Okay. So you're heading forward or heading down the tunnel, correct?
Yep.
Onward.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Is it everybody or sorry? Zach.
Do Chad, and go and do that. Do it at disadvantage because you are in the darkness.
I have not turned off my axe.
Oh right, you have your axe, so you're good. Forgot you guys have light sources. 11. Okay. From what you can see, you currently just the tunnel continues at a downward incline. So as you lead the party down the incline,
While he's
you can-
leading us, can I be on the lookout for like any traps or anything?
sure, make an investigation check.
13.
Okay. With the light that you can see, because it's about 15 foot.
I have dark vision.
Well, the dim light would be full light. So, but you don't see anything. I mean, forward. There's no no mechanical traps in as you guys move forward. You don't see anything that sticks out. You don't see any pressure plates. This cavern is still looking to be either carved by bullets, maybe a worm or two, or people that just kind of like hacked bits off. It's very man or creature made. It has not been like given a good dwarven look, to say the least. So as you guys kind of continue though for about, I'd say about 20 more minutes, and you find that there's kind of some twists and turns. Chad, you know you're still going in the same direction. You don't take a right or take a left. You follow just this one tunnel. And eventually, though, you do hit a portion where the roughness of this cavern kind of stops. And while there is not laid bricks to walk on, it is a smooth kind of surface as you kind of step onto it. And you go for a couple hundred more feet, and you do now see that it looks like some bricks have been laid to kind of give the outcroppings of what look like a possible city. You can see ahead of you with your vision that there's a fork in the road. You can either go left, and from where you currently stand, it's just a tunnel, or you can go straight, and it's just a tunnel.
I look to KT for guidance.
From where we stand, if we go left, we will enter the main gate of Sarbadoon.
Sarbadoon!
Sarbadoon.
If we go straight, it will lead us to a different portion, but still the same city.
What do you recommend?
Do you know exactly where we're trying to go?
No, we're just looking for a beholder.
Right.
With the name of, anybody remember? We have it somewhere.
I looked it up last time.
Hold on. It's Fabex.
That one.
Fabex.
Either way, going in is going to be quite difficult. The dwarves and their other counterparts are not easily talked with, and so us being in the city is going to be a nuisance more than a welcomed presence. So you'll have to decide if we want to get in quietly and stay under the radar, or if we just walk in, which I wouldn't recommend, but it's possible. Have you thought about telling them why you're here?
What would they think of us wanting to destroy Famax?
Since I did not know of his presence, it's quite possible they do not either, if you have it on good authority that he is here. I highly doubt that they're going to even like your types. They didn't like me, but they put up with me. Anyone from the surface is very much looked at as inferior, potentially a slave, and the scum of the earth. So
Well,
things
if they
aren't...
tolerate us, or the city above us will be collapsing down into the city.
I do understand that. Making that case, though, could be these dwarves are a bit hard-headed. No offense. No offense. They're just a little more rough around the edges than normal dwarves.
Well, you avoid them for a reason, so we might as well do the same, seeing if they're not going to listen to reason.
Well, if you had an idea of where you were going, it would behoove us to go one way or the other. But if you don't know, perhaps going in to the main gates here, if we can get past them, will help us to see the city and maybe decide where your beholder might be hiding. It's completely up to you, but if you stick close to me, we may be able to buy ourselves a few hours without being disturbed.
I guess main gate.
All right. It's completely up to you. It's going to be a nasty experience either way we go.
Well, we might as well show our faces versus sneaking in and getting caught and then being hated even more. We might as well go in on slightly better terms.
Before we get to the gates and stuff, I'm going to try to make myself look smaller by like just crouching, so as I can use that as an intimidation later by getting big. So I'm going to just kind of like reduce my size as much as I can.
I have a shrink potion. We
No,
can make you
no, that's
really
right.
small.
It's all right. It's all right.
They would never know.
No, thanks. No, thanks. No, thanks.
Oh, you'd only go from being a 6-foot dwarf to being a 4-foot dwarf.
It's okay. I don't want to be
All right.
small again.
So you take on the worst posture possible to kind of hunch over and make yourself look like a normal dwarf.
Kind of bend at the knees a little bit. Kind of scrunch down.
All right. So as you proceed forward and kind of turn the corner, you can see that so the walls do appear to be stone-laid walls now, and you can see about 40 feet down that there's a large iron gate that seems to be in the middle, holding passage into whatever it lies beyond. And you see two dwarves there. They appear gray in skin, much shorter than you. And they just kind of have these dark, beady eyes a little bit. And as you start to slowly approach, you can just kind of hear some laughter coming from both of them.
Durgar. I mean, I don't actually say that. Dream says it, not Zinings.
How's it going, mate?
To me?
You're in front there, aren't you?
Yeah, I just didn't know if he was... Yeah, I laugh with him. And I go, oh, all right.
All right, yeah. What you doing down in here?
Looking around.
Doesn't look like you're looking around. You got quite a party behind you.
They're looking too.
What you looking for?
Table talk. Should I just spill the beans right at the front gate?
Phaemax the Beholder.
We're looking for Phaemax.
Phaemax who?
Middle name The, last name Beholder.
There's no beholders here, mate. This is Sabadoon.
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 Yeah, we're looking for information.
I got nothing to tell you. There's nothing in here except a bunch of dwarves, a couple of, puffed up people, and a whole lot of nothing.
Sounds like a party to me.
As the
you
pits.
Can you really be puffed up if you're 4 foot tall?
What did you say?
I say this to myself.
Put him in front of me. Put him in front of me. And the other one starts to hold him back. Bring him here. Bring him here.
We shove Beowulf to the front of the line.
I thunk Beowulf on the head.
Oh, you call him 4 foot tall. I'll have at you. I'll have at you now.
I keep trying to get to the back of the line.
I block you.
Keep that humdinger in the back now, you hear? We'll have issues.
Never heard of a humdinger in my life.
Quite you. Now, as I was saying, we got no beholders here.
Do you have any ale inside?
It's not really the best.
Some ale's better than no ale, am I right?
Right. But if you don't have a good reason for being here, I can't let you in. We don't just let anyone come into Sabadoon. It's kind of a closed-gated community.
But ale. Isn't
Well,
that a
sure,
reason
but-
enough?
Well, sure, but we're not really open to visitors.
Do you guys like your living conditions down here?
I said it's the pits. Weren't you listening?
But you don't want anything to happen to your home, correct?
Oh.
He's not making threats. He's not making threats.
He said the word home. This ain't our home, mate.
So if something were to happen to this place, where would you go?
I would go farther into tunnels. There's plenty down here.
Table talk. Okay, so we're only passing through Sarbadoon possibly, the whole reason we came in here was to maybe get more information about where the beholder might be if someone has any information. So our goal isn't to stay here. We're just passing through to go deeper.
Yeah, but this guy has a good defense going for him. It's really hard to persuade him.
Well, maybe we should part with some gold.
Yeah, here's
Do
100.
they even use that? Do they even use that currency down here?
It's universal.
I just thought they'd never leave down here. So
Have
like,
you ever seen a magic trick?
Have you ever seen a magic trick?
Oh, yes, I have.
Well, how about this? I'll show you my magic trick and you show me yours.
Show me what you got.
All right. You watch as he kind of focuses for a second and then starts to become larger and larger and seems to enlarge to almost Chad size.
Chest size when I'm scrunched down, or
No, so he is now taller than you. How's that?
I can do that, and then I extend to my full height, which is the height of him.
I don't like these ones. What
I
do you
gotta-
have, lady? Not you.
Anna, might I borrow a chill for a moment?
Of course.
Or chill. Call him up to the front. Kind of like, pick chill up to where, like, he's in my arms like this. Lightly toss him into the air. And then I'm going to turn him into a bird. Polymorph him into a bird.
Oh, it's very impressive.
if you like that one, watch this one. Beowulf claps his hands, shifts into the ethereal plane, and then he runs past him onto the other side of the gate and then unshifts. Ta-da!
Oi! And you watch as one of them quickly pulls out a set of keys and starts to open the gate, opens it, runs through, shuts it, and is now coming at you full to take you over.
I shift back into the ethereal plane.
And then just as you do, he jumps through you and lands on the ground. Oi! What do you got going on here?
Told you,
Back to the
magic.
other. I run back to the other side with the group and then unshift and say, "Ta-da!"
And while all that's happening, I would imagine that Chill, not being a flying animal, suddenly put into the form of a bird, is like smashing into walls and not getting the whole up down part. And yeah.
Well, he
Yeah,
kind of
wait.
tries.
When he kind of gets more towards Enna again, I'll drop concentration on it, so he turns back into a wolf.
So now you have one guard on this side of the gate and one guard on the other side of the gate.
Nobody on top of the gate.
The gate goes all the way to the ceiling. There's no leeway over there. Oh, that was all very impressive, but doesn't give me a reason to let you in. Especially with that one, he seems like he could be up to no good, which I already deduced. So, thank you for seeing our fair city, which it isn't, and bid you good day.
Here's 1,000 gold to let us go through your city without staying.
Make a persuasion check. Ah, 1,000. That'll make an excellent offering for Dargon. Bring it forward.
I give it to him.
Dargon.
All right. He kind of sets it down, puts it through the gate. Now that you've given your offering for Dargon, time to give me a little something. What you got for me?
Does he need to make a persuasion check against Farewell?
That was for him. What he decided to do with it was his choice.
Oh, no. Everyone gives an offering to Dargon to enter Sabadoon. So now, if you would like to enter,
How much is the original offering or payment to Dargon?
oh, whatever you offer. You offered 1,000 gold, so he's gonna get 1,000 gold, and I'm gonna get an extra cup of ale tonight.
I give him 5 copper.
Oh, that's cute. I know you got more than that.
How much is a pint?
Well, it depends. It quite depends.
Your how much is a pint of really crappy ale?
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. We're not supposed to let you in, and you seem very persistent. So here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to let you in for an hour, and if you're not out, you'll probably be turned into slaves. How does that sound?
How long does it take to get from one end of your town to the other?
It depends on how fast you run now, don't it?
I don't have to run.
Is this the only way in and out, or is there a southern gate or something?
There's a couple other gates. Lead to the under tunnels, deeper into the Underdark.
So we just have to be outside the city, or do we have to be back outside this gate?
Oh, trust me, you won't want to be inside the city when I come looking for you.
I produce a star ruby that's worth 1,000 gold, and I say, how much time will this buy us?
Oh, well, now you're talking. That's the whole day right there.
All right, here you go.
He takes it and he kind of palms it and puts it in his pocket. Just so you know, I wouldn't look at anyone in the eye. Also, I'd be quick about your business.
Right.
All right, Snappy, let them in.
Can you tell us who might be the most knowledgeable about the tunnels beyond Sarbadun?
It just quite depends. Lots of us haven't seen the other tunnels. We just know they're there. We don't let anyone else in. And also, I mean, you could talk to Dargon. No one knows where he came from. The oof. Don't really like him, if you ask me. But you didn't hear that from me either.
Where is he?
Oh, he's in his tower, mate. He's always in his tower.
Can we see the tower from here?
Silence.
Not quite.
What was your name again?
I'm Snippy. That's Snappy.
Snippy and
What is
Snappy.
your price for our silence for not telling him you said that about him?
Excuse me?
You said that you didn't really like him, but you didn't want us to tell him that came from you. So how are you going to buy our silence to not tell him that?
I'm letting you in the gate.
We had to pay to get in.
Of course. That's the way it works.
Then what's to stop us from telling him what you said?
Well, if you believe my name's really Snappy, then you've got problems of your own.
I thought you said you were Snippy. He's Snappy.
The fake names.
Doesn't X have a spell that's what is it? It's like you could charm somebody, not charm, but make somebody more compliant. Something like, I don't know what the actual spell is called, but I think doesn't he have something like that? Or was that his old?
Let's just get through the city.
Not anymore. He used to.
Yeah, I don't know that we'd want to spend it on this guy anyway. He doesn't seem to have much that would help us.
We got a day in Starbardoon. We got a guy's name. Let's just go find a tower.
Okay.
Right. See ya.
Right. Let him in. He kind of takes his key, unlocks it, and opens it, keeping the gold close. They allow each of you to pass. Beowulf, as you pass, you just get this like menacing look, the stare down of the century.
When he turns around, both of them, I will stick my tongue out at them.
Okay. Once you've all passed through, they shut the gate, and you guys are able to kind of walk through. It's not much farther. You just couldn't see it from where you were. But you come across a large opening, which seems to be the city of Sarbadoon. Those of you that have low light and dark vision, you immediately start to see this like bluish green bioluminescence everywhere, kind of on the walls and the floor, which just kind of gives a light to things, kind of marks a path, because most of the city here is dark. There's no torches lit or anything of that nature. But you can kind of see the outline of what it seems to be a very large square pillar in the middle of this giant cavern. You can tell that it kind of gives support to the middle of the cavern, reaches all the way up to the ceiling, and there's 4 supporting arms that join off of it that kind of go to the 4 walls of this giant just cavern. It seems to give support in every direction. So this seems to be the very supportive structure for the integrity of the whole place. You do see that it's laid out kind of like a small town with some larger buildings that seem to be made out of stone to your left. One quadrant, there's some smaller homes that seem beyond the pillar. And to the right, there looks like what seem to be like shop buildings. And there's like a large outcropping and somewhat of a possibly another level to Sarbadoon that perhaps the other tunnel would have taken you to.
I asked KT if she's aware of where the tower might be.
That center structure there, that is the tower.
Okay.
It's the only one, and it's where Dargon lives. He sort of runs the city. From what I heard from the other dwarves and just things I picked up, they don't like him. I think you found that. But he's been here for some time making decisions. He's very arrogant and, for the most part, not to be trifled or reasoned with. So if we don't have to go there, would probably be best.
Do you know of anyone else that might know the location of what we're looking for?
I mean, we could talk to the locals, but it's... if you didn't like those gentlemen, you're not going to like anyone else here.
Which one of these gates would get us the deepest into the Underdark?
What?
Which one of these gates, whatever gates are on the other side, would get us the deepest into the Underdark?
Oh, I would think that there's... I don't know. Because the way I got here was blindfolded and kind of under duress, so I don't know my way out of here, and that's why I'm kind of hoping once I help you, you may... I don't want to research Osium anymore. It's quite drab work, and it's very awful. I'm sorry. I should not have told you that I was looking for that.
What is Osium?
That's nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry.
Okay, Hagrid.
It's perfectly safe.
It's
quite fine.
Can Chad do like a history check or something and see if Osium's like a stone or gem or whatever?
If he wants to.
Testing. Is this any better?
Yeah. Nope.
You have no idea what Osium is at all.
Well, crap.
Are you sure
sorry.
you didn't mean like a strength check at advantage?
Definitely.
To know that?
Definitely sure that you rolled the correct thing. Are you sure that you're looking within Sarbadoon and not further into the Underdark? Because it sounded like you were headed for here. So our choices are pretty limited if this is where we're supposed to be.
What type of creature is Dargon?
I have not actually seen him, so I could not say, although I do hear he is not a dwarf by any means.
Wait. So you have... What happens if he's Thamax, but he just goes by a different name here?
Then we found what we're looking for.
I say I don't want to get trapped in the tower, but I think we need to go and investigate the tower.
Does the tower look like it has any windows like any of the Tokar towers did?
Well, they call it the tower, but it seems to be just like a giant pillar. So it's been crafted to be kind of like this giant, it's a pillar, but it's square. It's not round, and it doesn't appear from where you can see that there's any like holes or windows or anything. It just seems pretty solid.
Whatever her name is, I can't remember her name. I can only remember KT now. Have you ever heard of a description of what Dargon looks like?
Not quite. There are rumors that circulate that he can have the ability to manipulate the earth in one way or another that kind of seem to be intimidating to some, which is how I believe he's gotten very far in the Underdark.
So people make offerings to him, but don't know what he looks like.
Well, you'll find out very quickly. There's a very simple command structure here in Sarbadoon. There's Dargon, then there's Dargon's leaders, and then there's everyone else. So if you're not Dargon, and if you're not someone he has put in charge of something around here, then you're pretty much nothing. And so it's not your business who he is or what he looks like or anything like that. Yes, that's the simplest way.
So if you're seeking an audience with Dargon, it can't really be done, or is?
I've never tried. I wouldn't say that it would go well.
Okay. It just seems like he's kind of elusive and just pulls the strings of the place.
That's very much, and I'm not quite sure how high he goes if he got here on his own. I don't know much about him, unfortunately. But it could be something worth investigating. It just depends.
Stay hydrated. It's very important to stay hydrated in the Underdark.
I don't have water next to me.
Either.
Shun the non-hydrators. Shun them. To be fair, I don't have water either.
What do you guys think? Should we try to go find out what Dargon is / information, or chance it on some rando local?
Or the third option of just going to the tower. And
Wait, that's where Dargon would be. That's
you should find out about him, or
I meant go to him.
well, Chad likes to go right towards the thing, so that would be what he would want to do, but he also listens to the party and usually bends his will to whatever the party wants.
All in favor for going to Dargon? Say aye.
All right, we go to the tower, and I knock on the door.
Okay.
Unless there's somebody outside that I don't knock on the door.
Well, as you start to make your way towards the tower, you guys notice that this doesn't have a great city feel to it. There's nobody really walking around. And the place seems kind of like a ghost town. Just seems dead. You even walk past some of the inns and what you would assume to be businesses, and there doesn't seem to be like any life inside. There's no music. It just seems like there's just this like cavern. You can hear the faint like sound of pickaxes that seem to be coming from this upper portion, and as you start to like get closer to the tower, make a perception check, Chad.
Do we hear like light singing coming from the tunnels, like hi ho?
No, you don't.
Okay,
You
just
you
checking.
don't hear like that there's any people up there. You don't hear conversation. You just hear work. And as you start to make your way through the buildings, getting closer to the tower, Chad, you watch as something kind of darts past you in an alley just up the way.
Was it humanoid figures or was it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I turn and follow.
Okay, so you kind of lead the party. You get up to and then you look to the left, and you watch as it darts to the right.
I say, "Hey."
You don't get a response. It just continues away.
Did anybody else see that?
Any of us see it?
Roll perception checks.
In my mind, I was literally saying, "Oh, I'm a master at perception checks."
When he was, as soon as Liv was like, I say, hey, the theme from Arthur started playing in my head.
Everybody but Chill and Bearwolf saw it. Appears to be a small humanoid figure and is running very quickly.
Is it just darting back and forth?
It seemed to have darted in front of you guys, so you went up to the crossroads, and then as you looked left, it seemed to have ducked behind a building. So Chad kind of followed and said, "Hey," and then it just continues to. It seems to dart, just kind of working its way in circles.
Does the figure do anything if we start stepping closer to the pillar?
It just seems to be kind of like running back and forth.
Can we surround it?
You can try. Right now, it just seems to be kind of like keeping an eye on you and then moving ahead, kind of trying to predict your movements.
What does it do if Ziny busts out the carpet and goes vertical?
It doesn't seem to notice you. So as you kind of lift up above these buildings, you can see its movements, and it's kind of predictable. It's kind of looking jittery and kind of running.
Well, then while I'm up on my ring, I'm gonna get the group and I'm gonna position them, basically like a spectator from a game, and call where everybody needs to go and position to surround it.
And I'm going to take out some rations, open it up, take a bite, and then offer it to the darting figure.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess we'll follow Zani's lead and take up positions to like pin it down to where it can't move.
Okay. So you guys kind of move in a pattern just to kind of slowly encapsulate it. It starts to get more nervous, and it is like going faster now, but it seems to just like notice that you guys are going to eventually corner it.
I said,
And
we mean you no harm.
so as you guys get closer, you eventually start to just get so that it is in this small alleyway. So half of you are on one side, half are on the other. And you can see now there's just this small looking halfling with like ruffled hair. He's wearing like medium armor, has what looks like a couple of rapiers, and it looks like he's got a chain dangling off of his one leg that seems to be clattering. And as you guys start to get closer,
I offer him the rations, like, hello.
he snatches it and starts to eat it. Thank you. Rafi was hungry. Rafi.
Hi, Rafi.
Hi. Rafi, run! And he starts to run past you.
I grab him.
You grab him by the arm, and he's just like running in place. Rafi, run! And you kind of like take him and he's like a 4-year-old. You just kind of, he's not actually a 4-year-old, but he's acting like a 4-year-old. You just like take a second, and then he just stops, and he sits down. You still like hold his arm.
I give him a hug and then sit him down.
Rafi, have to run. Rafi, get out.
Why?
Rafi got chains. Rafi got his chains off, and Rafi don't want to work anymore. Rafi want to go. Rafi want to see the world. Rafi a prisoner. Rafi not happy. Rafi, you help Rafi?
Sure.
Rafi no hurt. Rafi happy.
Do you know
Katie?
things?
Rafi knows lots of things. Yeah, Rafi knows how to eat, how to cook, how to kill things. Rafi good. Rafi good
Insight
things.
check, Rafi.
Sure.
Beowulf turns to KT and asks if he looks familiar at all, if she has seen him around.
I don't recognize him, but his story does line up. Besides the dwarves being slaves, there were a lot of if someone stumbles upon Sabadoon or somewhere outlying and don't have the numbers like you do to not be taken slaves immediately, they're taken as slaves, and they either work with the mining or something. All these houses that you see are just housing people to go out and make mines all day long and night. So yes. With your insight check, he seems like this is possibly like normal. It's hard to read if he's gone crazy from being down here so long, or if this is just the way that he is. You're not too sure.
Does from the looks of it, does the chain that's around his ankle, does it look magical? Like it's magically locked on him?
Make an Arcana check.
Not
It is.
20.
It is not magical. He seems to have, when someone wasn't looking, he popped the pin out with his pickaxe, and then probably got himself off of the chain gang or whatever he was attached to get himself free. And they don't seem magical. He just doesn't seem like he has what it takes. Rafi found his weapons and all his stuff, and then Rafi ran. Rafi ran as fast as he could, and Rafi trying to find his way out, but there's lots of gates, lots of people. Rafi trying to stay low. Rafi quiet. Rafi real
Ralphie,
yeah.
have you seen what Dargon looks like?
Oh no, Dargon bad man. Dargon bad man.
So he's a man.
Have you seen him?
No, but Rafi know what he looks like. Rafi knows tall guys, not dwarfs. The tall guys with big whips and big sticks, and they hit Rafi. They hit him, and Rafi don't want to be hit no more. No.
Can I just cast like a level 1 healing word on him?
Sure.
Also, does anybody have anything, any tools or anything to remove the remaining chains?
He gets 5 hit points.
Okay. Rafi feel better. Oh, Rafi ready to run. Rafi run! And he starts to run past you again, Chad.
I just imagine like Chad would have like him by the collar and then like would just lift him up off the ground as he started running.
He's just like, his legs are just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not getting away until we're done talking to him.
Rafi runs so fast! Rafi runs so fast!
Rafi, you haven't moved.
So somebody with better charisma needs to question him, because I'm just gonna be terrible at everything.
Rafi, how long have you been here for?
Rafi don't know how to count, so Rafi been down here a long time. Long time Rafi been down here. Rafi from surface, Rafi kill dragon. Rafi killed a dragon, and everybody go, yay, Rafi! And then Rafi found cave, and when Rafi found cave, a nasty drow find Rafi, and drow nasty, real bad. Rafi escape and find Fenwick. Rafi with Fenwick, and Fenwick nice, Fenwick real good. Rafi love Fenwick, and then Fenwick die. So Rafi alone. So Rafi run and Rafi run and he ran and run and then Rafi finds Sarbadoon. And then when Rafi finds Sarbadoon, they put chains on Rafi and Rafi.
Rafi, where are you from?
Rafi,
Surface. Where in the surface are you from?
Rafi from Forest. Rafi from Forest.
Veritas?
No. Rafi from far away. Rafi been around a long time.
So you're not from Parna.
No. Rafi no Parna.
I'm just making sure you weren't related to our friend Rabbit-Tap Tap 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 Teep.
Rafi don't know Teep. No, Rafi don't know Teep. Rafi from Sia. Minnesia. Rafi from Minnesia.
Is Lockley a halfling?
He is, yeah.
Does he know Minnesia?
Yes. That is the next kingdom over. Thalendra and Minnesia, the Angry Mountains, divide the two.
Hey, Lockley, you want to talk to this guy? Maybe calm him down a little bit?
I can certainly try. But it
maybe get some information out of him. Now, what I'm doing here is having the DM talk to the DM
about stuff only the DM knows.
All right, I'll give it a try. Lockley is my name, and you are Rafi. Rafi, we are looking for somebody with lots of eyes, and he is very, very mean. He possibly has a big eye in the middle, and he floats. Do you know anyone that looks like this? Rafi heard of lots of eyes. No more.
Favex?
All right. Now he wants to know more. It would behoove us if you could tell us about a Famax. He's the beholder down here that possibly could bring an end to everyone. Oh yeah, dwarves talk about the end. Dwarves. See. Temple. Dwarves go to temple. Lots of dwarves. Hard to get in though. Rafi kind of know the way. Rafi need to get out. You help Rafi out. Rafi run. And his legs just go again. Rafi know of Temple of Faru. Temple of Faru. Lots of dwarves work for Max. Yeah. Lots of dwarves work for Max.
Ralphie, if you could take us to the temple, we'll let you pet Chill. He's really soft, see? Look.
If you can take us to the temple, we will help you get out of here, and we will protect you until we get you out of here.
But first touch Chill. He's really soft.
Rafi's scared of dogs. Rafi don't like dogs.
No, dog therapy. Come on.
No, Rafi's scared. Rafi's scared.
He's like as tall as one, so I can see how a monstrous dog to him would just be scary.
Rafi try. Rafi try to take you to temple. But go now. We go now. Rafi, go now.
When he tries to pet, or when it's suggested that he pet Chill, I kind of nudge Chill, and he lies down, and then he kind of rolls over on his side, so he's a lot less threatening. Almost the tummy thing.
Pass. Rafi, pass. Rafi,
Rafi, are you still hungry?
yes, Rafi hungry.
Chad, do you have any more of those rations?
Sure. Here's some more rations.
Werewolf, roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Who all speaks Dwarvish?
Not me.
Everybody, really.
Not
No,
everyone.
everybody but Cooge. Raffi, do you speak Dwarvish?
Uh, no, Rafi speak Halfling and Common and two more. Common and Halfling.
All right, so I say to the group, minus Cooge, of course, in Dwarvish, I'm not sure how safe we're going to be with someone this high strung with us, but there is always the orb. We could still get him out of here, but we could bring him out in the orb. So
That's funny.
Okay, 14. After he kind of gets finished jamming the rations in his mouth, he kind of, Rafi, take you. Rafi, go. But you make sure Rafi stays safe. Rafi, safe.
We promise you.
Okay.
Looking at the wounds on Rocky's body, can I tell, like, if there's any scarring from where he's been hit or anything to see if I can roughly gauge how long he's been down here for? Like, are there any visible scars that look like they're like older scars, or is like the skin still kind of pink from healing?
From what you can see, because he does have his armor on, but he has kind of his arms and legs kind of visible. There's definitely scarring. There's what seem like older wounds. There still seem to be like some fresh bruises that haven't healed. But you could best probably determine it's probably been a couple of years potentially. Rafi want to know your names. Well, Rafi need to know your names. What are your names?
I'm Zinese.
Signies.
Chad.
Chad.
I'm Anna, and while we're going to the temple, Chill here will be your specific protector.
And then Chill.
And I am Beowulf.
Beowulf. I like group. I like this group. And then he's also introduced to Lockley, Katazan, and Zan. All right, Rafi, take you. Rafi, ready. This way. And Rafi starts to lead you away from the tower, not in the opposite direction of where you came from, but you guys seem to be heading to the western side of the cavern.
Does anybody seem to be? I know they said that, like, there was really no town or anybody, like there weren't really people, but is there any other people that we can see that might be eyeing us funny or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
As with all things, always follow the guy that's out of his mind that you don't trust at all.
Uh, 10. You get the feeling that you are being watched. But when you look around, you don't see anybody currently.
So Rafi's escaping or trying to escape. I'm wondering if we should try to disguise him in some way.
Dad, do you think you could muscle that chain off of him?
I try to force the chain off of him.
Okay. Make a strength check. Athletics if you'd like.
I'd have to rage to get advantage, but I'm going to do it not raged.
Okay.
And that's the same score. But here we go.
13.
That's a save. That's not a throw.
All right, go ahead.
I'll do athletics. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 15. You seem to just pry and it open enough. The pin stays in like bent, but Rafi's able to get his tiny little leg out.
There you go.
Rafi thanks Chad. Chad's the best. Rafi likes Chad.
Chad likes Rafi.
Okay, we have to be quiet, real quiet. Sneaky. No talking. Rafi quiet, Rafi real quiet. So if you guys are gonna sneak with Rafi, I need you to make stealth checks.
I have a spell, Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good time for that.
Yep, I'm going to do it, and let's see.
That's on the whole party, right?
Yep.
Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you. And you'll get a 10 plus bonus to Dex.
That's good, because I need a 17 better than
Yeah. So basically, you all add a 10 to your stealth roll.
So, but Dwarven stealth of 30.
That 14, 24 for Zan, 17 for Zynes, 22 for Beowulf, 14 for Katazan, 28 for Lockley, and a 12 for Rafi. And then
You did.
I'm just wondering if I'm so stealthy that I lose track of myself.
you do seem to for a second just
Where did I
I'm
go?
here.
Oh,
wow, 36. That's pretty good. Okay, so for the most part, you guys all stay quiet enough, even Rafi, to he takes you through kind of a small maze of houses and buildings to where there's kind of a gap between where the buildings stop and the edge of the cavern. You can see that the edge of the cavern doesn't seem to be as well made as maybe the other parts of Sarbadoon. And about 50 feet ahead, should be here, Chad. Rafi can't see, but keep light low, and should be opening to temple.
I turn off my axe.
Temple where dwarves are. Dwarves work for Max.
I'll put the carpet away.
Rafi no see anyone go in here, but Rafi know this where Max's men.
Is Max in there too?
Rafi don't know.
You guys want to go inside?
Cooge, don't you have that ghost eye thing that can see through
Oh,
walls?
good, yeah.
30 feet, so I have to get close to the door so I can get a better.
But we're all super stealthy right now, so you can probably do that.
It doesn't have to be a door, does it? It can be a wall.
You know, I just need to be close to the building so I can optimize the 30 feet that I can see.
Cool.
But yeah, I can use my eye.
Rafi, do Max's men, do they like wear a uniform or something? Do they all dress the same?
Rafi don't know. Rafi just hear people talk about Maxmen. Rafi not see Maxmen.
Max,
Do you know?
Max, Faymax. Just saying.
I know. I've been there. That's what I'm thinking. Did they talked about whether Max's men are dwarves or no?
Max's men should be dwarves. Yes, yeah.
Can I pull that paper out that we found on the bullet and show it to Rafi and see if Rafi perhaps has seen anything like this while he's been down here?
Sure. He kind of looks shocked and slightly embarrassed. Rafi goes, Rafi can't read. Rafi no read.
I've been
No worries.
there. I've been there, Rafi. It's okay.
Pictures? Rafi like pictures?
There's pictures on that.
Yeah, Rafi like pictures.
Jill likes pictures too.
Rafi no read. Rafi no read.
So looking at it, is there nobody around, nobody outside?
You guys are currently in kind of an alley between two buildings, and there's about a 40-foot gap before you get to the end of the cavern, or this portion of it. So, I mean, you can take a look and see if there's anybody around.
I take a look and see if there's anybody around.
Perception check. Disadvantage if you have your light off.
I have dark vision.
Right, but zero darkness is still dim light, so it's still tough to see.
Perception?
18's good. It does seem like there's probably 3 men that do not look dwarf size, roughly at the edge of your vision as you peek to the right. They seem to be coming this way.
Wait, what happened?
There's 3 men coming your guys' way, but you're currently hidden.
They're coming, like, we're at the front door and they're coming out or in?
No. You're not at the door yet. You're in an alley,
Okay.
40 feet away from the door.
Okay.
So there's a 40-foot gap, and these guys are they're doing a perimeter check. So they're starting to walk by.
So as long as we remain hidden and let them pass, we should be all right, right? I say we remain hidden. Let them pass if they're just perimeter checking.
Sure.
Okay. So as these 3 men start to walk by and pass, Chad, you get a pretty good look at them. They seem to have what looks like kind of like dirt on like their hands that kind of like goes up and stops about mid-arm. They've got it like around their face. Kind of looks like a tattoo, but you're not too sure. They're bald, and they just seem to kind of have this big walk. They're very muscular. They kind of walk together. They don't seem to be saying anything, but they are just kind of doing a check around. Very quietly, you hear, "Those bad men. Rafi doesn't like bad men."
Tattoo face diggers.
Kinda. So after about a minute, they pass out of your vision.
Okay. Does it look clear to the temple now?
For the time being, yeah.
Should we haul ass there and use your eye?
Yeah, might as well.
We get close to the temple so he can activate his seeing ghost eye.
Okay. So it looks like currently there is a giant slab that is leaning up against. So that looks like a way under, but there seem to be rocks in the way as well. Almost as this has been abandoned for some time. Beowulf, are you using your eye?
Yep.
Okay. So for 30 feet, as you look through the rock and the door, you can see what opens up into what looks like a temple. There are these 2 statues that are kind of translucent because they're made of rock. But you can see a circular pattern and steps that lead down into what appear to be a well-made slab temple. Make a perception check. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much what you see. It opens up. You can see that there's a nicely laid floor, and you can't see much outside of that.
I get the general layout of the place, but I am not seeing any entities within the immediate 30 feet.
Question, is a beholder an aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead?
Depends. What are you trying to do?
I have primeval awareness that I can cast.
Okay. So I mean, if you want to cast it, you can give it a try.
Wow, 1 to 6 miles. But it's the Underdark, so you see 9 million things in 1 to 6 miles.
Well, it's 1 minute per spell level, and the range is up to 6. Up to 6 if you're in your favorite terrain. What's your favorite terrain?
The Underdark, of course.
Tunnels.
Dirt.
I think it's forest and mountains.
I know it's forest and I'm trying to figure. Yeah, I think it's mountains.
Okay. So within the range, you do sense aberration.
Being as that, she knows what these creatures are, what type of creatures are considered aberrations? I'm sure she'd be able to tell us a few off of her head.
I gotta look up. Aberrations are like, alien-like creatures, things that are odd, possibly, foreign. Does that help you?
Slightly.
So yeah, a beholder would be an aberration. But it doesn't tell me like where they are or how many, so.
At this point, should we take our break and come back?
That's what you guys want to do. Sure.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Good to have you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. We're getting everybody back in here with food and stuff and things. So we'll get everybody back here after getting some water, and we'll see how you guys want to proceed. So currently, you stand in this 40-foot gap between the buildings and what seems to be the side of the cave. You're in front of this kind of like slab. There seem to be some rocks in the way. So the slab's kind of like this, and then there's some rocks, and then what Bearwell saw.
Okay, so does it look like the slab and the rocks is the way in, or is there a way in that we can see?
This appears to be he saw beyond this that there was an opening, so if you just have to figure out how you want to get past this.
Quietly, without notice. That's how we want.
Okay. So what do you do? Currently, you don't see any guards passing by, but you probably should be quick.
I guess moving rocks is how we have to get in? Is that what we're seeing here? I move as few rocks as quietly as possible to make an opening that we can all get in.
Okay. Well, you guys have the spell still up, the Pass Without a Trace. Yep. So yeah, so you start moving rocks. Rafi, go first. Rafi, not go anywhere, but Rafi, go first. Rafi like crawls in as you like move the last rock, and he starts to move some from the other side. About a 10, maybe 5 seconds pass. Rafi, clear. It's dark in here, but Rafi, clear. Come in.
I go in first.
Okay. So the rest of you, I take it, are going to follow suit. Okay.
Yep.
So you all kind of have to get down and crawl, but you do so quietly, and you find yourselves in what feels like this dark. I mean, it is dark. Very musty smelling. Those of you with dark vision, go ahead and make a. If you're not going to turn on any lights, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Wow. That 20-1, Cass.
Do any of us see anything? If not, I'm going to turn on a light.
I mean, it looks like the highest with a 12.
I still got to roll for
But I can roll for Zen and
Lockley, Rafi, KT, and Zan.
What about Zan's Pokemon? Poke Owl.
He no longer has that.
Oh, that would have been really handy right now.
yeah, he lost Kahoo when he came back to life.
That's right, and I guess I have to be the one to remind everyone, because it happens like every stream, that you kill everything that Zan loves.
That's what I hear. All right, so let's see. So Zines is the only one. As you guys kind of get in, there's this small circular space before the steps that lead down into this what looks to be temple. You can see it's just kind of been carved out. The floor had been laid. There's these two statues that look like warriors. Their faces look grim. And to the left, you can see an opening what opens up into natural cave. And immediately you start to hear chatter and what sounds like conversations kind of echoing. And Zines, you are the one to notice that immediately on the floor of this temple, there are bear traps.
Nobody move. There's traps down there. I'll kind of point them out to the best that I can.
Okay.
So are we still crawling through this thing? And
No. You've crawled through, and now you can stand up, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9 of you kind of are pinched without going down the stairs. You're kind of clustered together before you would go down and descend into this what looks like unfinished temple.
Can I put a couple rocks up so it doesn't look like somebody just came through?
Yeah, you can yeah, make it look like it hasn't been disturbed.
Okay, I do that.
Perhaps if we trigger one of these traps, someone may come.
If we only had a bowling ball, that would be something.
Well,
Oh, we have
I'm
rocks
sure-
right behind us or something.
well, that, or, I mean, I'm sure I've seen Beowulf cast his Eldritch Blast. That seems to force things. Maybe he can force it in the right spot to trigger it.
Isn't that thunderous?
yeah, you don't. If we're trying to remain stealthy, that's not how we do it.
Well, we do want to trigger a trap and get somebody here, I think.
Anna, go ahead and make a perception check. You can do this one at normal. You get the feeling that someone is watching you. But when you kind of like turn around, there's no one or anything there.
Hey guys, do you feel that?
Feel what?
Like someone's watching us?
All I can feel is Zan breathing down my neck.
Sorry.
I turn on my eye again and then do a quick like 360 glance, like look around.
Using the 360 cam.
Yeah.
Okay, from where you stand, you can see through the right side of the temple. There's a very thin wall there, and on the other side there seems to be some cave that has been dug. You can see what looks like a tent and a couple of dwarves, similar to the ones that you encountered earlier.
But as for shadowy figures, I'm not seeing anything. Just more emptiness, I guess.
What do you mean?
Because like the guy says, if you see a person through a wall, they appear as a shadowy figure.
Well, yeah, you see a shadowy figure that's dwarf size.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry. And it's through the wall to the right.
Yes.
Guys, I do see a dwarf-sized figure through this wall over here.
Would that seem to explain what I was feeling? Because that's through a wall. They're not actually watching us.
Maybe he's using an eye too. Does his eye see his eye? In his house? Sorry, I had
Honestly, if we're getting near an actual beholder, it would not surprise me if he has some kind of X-ray vision to where he can see us right now.
KT would kind of speak up at this point. Well, do we have a plan? Not that I'm rushing us. I'm not. But I hear lots of voices. If it would be helpful, I could polymorph myself into a bat and take a look at what we're looking at.
Yeah, we're looking for the beholder, but we don't want to really fight along the way. We want to just get to the beholder.
Understood.
Reconnaissance would be good though.
How long? How if I do find a way to it? How far along would you like me to? How long are you willing to wait? My polymorph lasts an hour if I don't take any damage. If something spots me and hits me, we need a signal.
We don't want you getting hurt, but this information would be crucial. We're willing to wait, but don't get hurt.
Question. Did Chitter leave his ring behind? He did, right?
It's an attunement thing, though.
How long does it take to attune?
Or rest. So like 45 minutes to an hour.
Can we retcon that to have already happened?
No.
Cool.
Because you'll have to ask Bearwolf what he has that Chitter left.
I do have a ring from Chitter. That's probably that's the only useful item.
We'll give you 15 minutes. If you're not back within that 15 minutes, we're gonna continue moving forward.
That seems fair. And if I get in a pinch,
Make lots of noise.
I will do my best. All right.
While she's doing that, I have Zainy's point out all the traps, and I get some rocks that I can throw at the traps if I need to in a hurry so we can just book it.
Okay. Yeah, she spots all of them. There are 16 traps.
It's a lot of traps. I try to do it so it's like a pathway, so we don't have to get all of them, just like a pathway that we can run through.
So you are going to trigger them, though?
No.
Okay, you're going to get ready to trigger them.
I'm just getting my mind ready. If I need to haul ass to get her safe, we do that, and then go right to where we think she is.
Basically, after she flies off, I'll produce flame in a straight path following her so that he can see where those traps are.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can definitely weed out the traps and see them all on the floor. Okay, so she polymorphs into a bat and starts to fly away. You watch as she goes into the tunnel and out of your guys' line of vision. You guys start to get a little anxious once it hits what you believe, the 10-minute mark. And then 11, 12.
This whole time while she's gone, I want to just, be like that, kind of keeping an ear out.
13, 14, you kind of start to get your rocks ready, and then you hear and a bat seemingly comes back to you guys, and she poofs back. I, to the best of my knowledge, believe that I found him. I did not see him, but if he's going to be anywhere, it's going to be up there. We're going to need a plan. And a darn good one. I would say on this first level, there's easily 100 dwarves in 3 different chambers. And then I was able to find, in the 3rd chamber, there is what seems to be a hole that I'm guessing this Max has carved. And the hole leads up into another chamber. There are about 9 creatures in that chamber. And then you go up another hole. I barely made my way out of that one. To another chamber. That chamber seemingly empty, but when I made my way, there's multiple levels here. We're looking at quite a vertical climb. That chamber had about 5 creatures, and then I went to find where he keeps, it looks like, his treasure and all the things that he holds dear. There do seem to be what looked like a couple of prisoners that he has taken. And then I went not into the final chamber, but I went up, looked, and it appears that there is a large chamber with some holes dug into it. I would believe that is where he is. I did not go in, as if this thing is as nasty as you say, I do not want to fight it alone.
Do you think that we can get there without alerting all the people along the way?
Do you have a way to fly all of us? I mean, I have the fly spell, but do any of you have any means of transportation that don't require walking on your 2 feet?
Zinies, can't you turn into a giant griffin or something?
Or the magic carpet? We just make
actually,
runs.
Actually, would it be so can we polymorph Cooge into some type of flying creature, have him go up there so he can see it, and then doesn't he have a teleportation where he can...
I was going to ask how many feet between here and the top level, but even if that's the case, I can still only bring one other person with me, so...
Well, here's the thing. I can carry up to 2 medium creatures or 1 Chad on the carpet with me. So, theoretically, Lockley is a small creature. Rafi is a small creature, so they count as 1 person, 1 medium. I could carry, say, Enna. If Enna's willing, we could put either Chill or Chad in the Pokeball. And then we only have to polymorph 1 or 2 people.
If you polymorph something into a flying creature that can carry another creature, then it's just 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to do, but we want to do smaller creatures to polymorph because you don't want to necessarily get caught. Because she was a bat and she barely got out of there.
Quite. Taking a flying carpet through these men is going to be difficult, to say the least.
We do have another option. It's gonna take time, but theoretically, I can get us directly there.
How so?
I can manipulate the earth and manipulate a path.
You're going to be an earth elemental again.
I don't have to be an earth elemental to do this.
How much time do you need?
Let me see here.
And is it quiet? We activate our giant drill boring machine. And put a sign up where the hole is. It says, pay no attention to this hole.
Construction beyond this point.
Chitter would fly us all up there. She's a beautiful chicken. He.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I would have to go earth elemental to do it because my spell does not. It cannot. It can't manipulate natural stone or stone construction.
What other kinds of stone are there?
Well, like I can do dirt, sand, clay. I can't do rocks or stone.
Okay.
How do I change my color of my name? I'm really tired of these rolls.
I think you just click on the color.
Ah, okay, thanks.
There is another option, but it's could take some time. Well, I mean, I do have ability to make things invisible. If any of you do, we could potentially turn invisible however many people you can take on your carpet. We could fly invisible to where we need to be. It's
I don't have the ability to make anybody invisible.
I do. I can also make people fly. It's yes.
I can turn invisible for an hour.
That would be helpful. We could potentially. I could turn people invisible and make them fly. Flying is not concentration, but I would have to concentrate to keep you invisible. So you're not looking to get into any fights? Is that what I heard?
Trying to avoid as many as possible.
We can reserve our resources, the better.
Sure. Well, yes. Potentially there could be 3 or more fights before we get to this max.
The least amount, the better.
But I will do whatever you have me do. Luckily, what can you? Anything utility? Nope. I'm here to heal my friends. Excellent. And Rafi, do you have any magic? Oh, Rafi don't know magic. Magic's scary. Rafi hit things. Rafi hit really hard.
I'm guessing Rafi's like a rogue, right?
Rafi likes to fight. Rafi fight. Rafi kill dragon.
So fighter. Okay.
Fighter.
Rafi kill big dragon.
Did the dragon have a name?
No, Rafi just killed it. By
All by-
myself. Yeah, all by myself.
All by yourself?
Uh-huh.
Good, Rafi. Okay. So,
Was he there when we killed the dragon and then told everybody he killed
Nah.
the dragon?
I think maybe what Rafi thinks is a dragon might not be a dragon.
It was like
Well,
a
even so,
salamander.
Rafi's been down here for several years.
It was like an egg. By taking time, you said you could help us. It takes some time. What are we talking here?
I can keep people invisible up to an hour. You're only allowed to fly for up to 10 minutes. Oh, excuse me. I have to concentrate on both. I can't do both at the same time.
Hold on, let me see here.
Well, you said, in bat form, it took you roughly 7 minutes, 8 minutes to fly almost to the top, and then to come back. So an hour is more than enough time of being invisible. As for flying, yeah,
I can't do both at the same time though.
Yeah.
So we're either invisible or we're flying. Yes, potentially we could make it up there in an easy amount of time. That's if we don't get caught by anything. Like I said, I was very
I
lucky.
could burrow us a new tunnel there.
How loud would it be?
Very.
How
But it would
quick?
be our own tunnel.
Do we have a way to keep it quiet though? Is there a way to? Does anyone have any silence spells? No. All right. I mean, I also. Were you saying that you Beowulf, was it? Were you saying you
Mhm.
could dimension door?
I can.
I can do so as well. It all depends on how many spell slots you want to use. I could dimension door people up there, but
Preferably, I'd like to keep 2 before a fight. I can expend 1.
you don't know where. I could describe it to you, but
Well, how many? What's the distance between here and there?
it's very. It's not a straight up. There were layers. It's probably within our 500 feet radius.
Okay.
Potentially, but if you're off by, however much, could have disastrous results.
See, we have 1. Oh, I just realized Rafi had a token.
It kind of makes me think of the character Kid in Gabby's.
I didn't get to see that character.
I'm not sure if I did either, or if I'm going by like a description.
There's 9 of us. It's very
Can you
hard.
plane shift? Can you take anybody with you?
Yeah, I could take as many people as I want with me.
Can she take you? Do you need to know where you're going to do that?
Yes.
So she could take you there and take you back, so you'd know where it was, and then take everybody with you.
Potentially, yeah. I know, like, this amulet. Like, I like the amulet. It's just very risky because I don't know where we'll end up. Or what. Yeah, you know what? Let's try it.
Hey, with our rolls today, there's no doubt in my mind that we'll just be there perfectly. You're saving them up for this roll. Come on.
Okay, so hang on. So for the initial, her taking you there so that you know where it is, should you guys be invisible for that?
No, if KT takes me there and takes me right back, they can't really, like, it'd be like an instant.
Okay.
We'd be all right.
I could dimension door us to the location so that we scope out where we were to put everyone once we plane shift there. Now, my question, I know a little bit about plane shift, just a bit, being from the Feywild. So where will we go? Because we have to plane shift to another plane, and then we'll have to plane shift back to the material plane. Where are you going to take us?
Well,
That restaurant in Parna.
no, I have to go away. I have to go outside this material plane to another place. So the only place
Is the Underdark technically another plane?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
My biggest experience is in the Feywild, so I'd take us to the Feywilds, and then I'd have to bring us back.
Oh dear. It's worth a shot, I guess, if that's what you all want to do.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
I love every part of this plan. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to go perfectly.
I'm so hesitant. It's
When you shift to
bad.
the ethereal plane, can you take anybody with you?
No, because I tried taking Zan out of that stomach,
right.
and I just went right through. See you guys at the Beholder shifts into the ethereal plane and starts running.
Well, so is that what we want to do?
Yeah, let's do this, KT.
I say to Beowulf, work or not, I appreciate the effort, and please don't poison me again.
I look at Chad and say, if anything happens to me, I need you to go handle my master.
Handle how?
Do what you think is best for Parna, seeing as he leads the Dark Mages.
I'm speechless, so I don't say anything. Like, okay.
All right,
I'll handle him. I'll do what's best for Parna. Yes, absolutely. Dun dun dun! Plot twist.
Let's go, KT.
Well, all right. So you all just wait for us then. We'll be back soon. All right.
Have fun storming the castle. Bye-bye.
All right. So you and Katazan link arms. You get a little flutter in your chest for a second.
Secretly, they're going on a honeymoon.
Mrs. Winter, excuse me.
I give Zan a wink before we go.
I love it.
Can we timestamp that so that we can clip that for X?
Clip that. You guys link arms, and as you guys have seen before, the dimension door, they just disappear away.
216 or 26 is what Gabby got.
You appear, Beowulf, you and Katazan appear in a. You feel the dimension door work, and you are now what you can see as there's a cavern, a hole above you, to your right, you can see a small carved out square of stone. Appears to be about 30 by 30 in feet. And to the left, you see a larger chamber that has been carved out with these very deep holes that you can see without inspecting. And all right, we need to be very quiet if we're going to bring everyone here, because this tunnel above us goes up and then becomes a 5-foot tunnel that we could probably all barely fit in before we get to the room where I believe Max is. There are some prisoners, it seems, over there, but they're very deep down. I wouldn't disturb them. And if we go backwards, there are the 5 creatures that potentially could harm us. So we'll just need to make everyone aware of what's going on if we do make it here.
Before we do anything, what do you guys think about KT turning me invisible? We dimension door there. I run up to the beholder, orb him, and then we can dimension door to wherever might eventually.
To a cafe and have lunch.
You do know he has to make a certain saving roll, and if that fails.
But if it succeeds, how awesome would that be? We could fight him wherever we want.
Or just never.
Or just cement the Pokeball somewhere.
Just throw it in the ocean.
Put it in lava.
Well, we're kind of already.
We've already enacted the plan. So
I was like, you can bring that up, but you don't know currently what's going on with them because they are gone.
Then I'm suggesting this to Chad and Dreve, Zunnies.
Okay, there's also the anti-magic field, so the Pokeball might not work when you're charging at the giant monstrosity with the Pokeball to touch it. It might not work. So
plus the invisibility might get turned off too.
Yeah.
And then you'd be in there solo by yourself.
But if you want to go for that,
by all means.
I'm Bearwolf's gonna get a good feel for the room, and I'm gonna take out my rapier and just kind of put an X on the ground because I want to land here, but we'll see how that goes.
All right.
Then I'll have KT bring me back.
Okay. Yeah, so you get a good layout of the room. Let's see. So she burns
2 spell slots.
2 spell slots. But within a matter of minutes, they reappear with you guys.
hey, buddy.
Man, that was a fantastic dinner.
Oh, I'm glad you like. Are you going to take us there now?
Yep.
Rafi, like
we
dinner.
are.
Rafi, want dinner. Rafi, like dinner.
Food? Rafi likes food. You have food? Food.
I give him rations to keep him quiet.
I was going to give him a ration.
Okay, you do it.
All right, we all have to link arms.
I link arms with Bearwolf.
Yeah, I was doing
Zines.
math. So you plus 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have just enough people.
So wait, does that mean we should probably put Chill in a Pokeball? Since he's like a 9th?
No. It's Chill, Inna, KT, Lockley, Zan, Zines, Chad, Rafi. So it's you plus 8. So you're maxed out on. Yeah.
We just
you
hold his
plus 8.
paw, and
Yeah, you've transported him before, but he wanted to make sure he was under the limit.
All right, then.
Here's to hoping.
Okay, so where would you like to go?
Since I'm most familiar with the fields that I first landed in the Feywilds, I will concentrate on that area, seeing as it would seem pretty docile. Because I don't want to land in the middle of somebody's like tea party or something, and then like have to fight a way out of a freaking tea party because lights want to come and attack me.
Okay.
But yeah, that is where I will concentrate on going.
Okay.
Concentrate hard.
All right. So yeah, you guys all plane shift, the lot of you, and go ahead and roll a D100.
Can I inspire him to get advantage?
Do you have that ability?
I'll say, concentrate! And intimidate him into concentrating.
Okay. It doesn't really work. Okay, so 18. So you're focusing on the fields of the Feywild?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys, once you open your eyes, as not all of you have been here yet, you see deep shades of purple and blue and lavender. And as you kind of look towards the sky, it's like an ever-growing dusk that you kind of can see. In the distance, you do see kind of a forest with blues and greens, but you have found yourselves in what seems like a field of grass that is about up to about mid, so 3 foot on Chad, and so the halflings are stuck under the grass, as well as Chill, but you all seem to end up there as you kind of look around, and you just kind of hear this whistling of the wind.
Was this the right place, Beowulf?
Seems to be it. Now
Good job, buddy. One more to go.
we're halfway there.
Concentrate!
I'm gonna concentrate again on the where I left that X in the cavern of the Underdark.
Concentrate harder.
All right, go ahead and roll a D100.
I don't know how that's possible in a D100.
What, a 5?
Yeah.
Well,
Got
you
it.
have a 5%, a 1% chance of rolling that one. So
It's 100. It's 100-sided dice, so
Even with a D100, I'm still rolling single digits, is what I'm saying.
Who knows, low might be good.
do we have to roll to see if we remember being there for that split second?
You know what? You might take psychic damage because you just said that.
Oh, you
I don't
guys
like
are-
Boom laughing like that. It scares me.
Oh, she just reminded me of something. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's what was cool.
So, okay, yeah. You guys all teleport, and you all take. You all take 8 points of damage as you just feel your bones being crushed, and then like you're being spilled out. It seems you ended up in the wall, but not deep enough to really stay in the wall. But you all fall out, taking 8 points of damage. But you are in the location that Beowulf you were just in.
In other words, we just lost the 10 hit points that Bear granted us.
I still got 8. I get 16. You guys get half that.
Could be worse. Could be worse. Just think of how many battles we just skipped.
Yeah, we saved a lot of damage that way. That was a lot of damage negation there.
I'd rather take the 8 damage that you gave us, 8 hit points that you gave us, and lose
See,
it. Than...
I planned it this way.
Good job, buddy.
Beowulf's gonna like let out a big exhale, and then he's gonna kind of just kind of like sit down on the ground and catch his breath. Because it was like super stressful.
And later, we need to have a little discussion about the Dark Mages, you and I.
Okay.
So you all find yourselves in the location that Beowulf and Katazan meant for you to be. All right, we have to be very quiet. Rafi, don't speak at all. If we go just down the tunnel to the south, there are creatures there that are not worth our time currently. So if we do not remain quiet and get up this hole, and she kind of points, and there's about a 5 to 10 foot hole, about 7 foot, that seems to be burrowed straight up, and then it goes to a curve. If we don't get up here, we do need to come up with a plan, but if we don't move quickly, they may move into here and make us their lunch.
Can I reach the hole?
How high is the hole above us?
It's about 15 foot cavern here.
We got this. Zines, can you fly me up so I can get to the hole?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Okay.
put a rope down.
Yeah, I got the climbing gear on my belt now, and I'm gonna just start hooking in and climbing my way up quietly. And I have a 50-foot rope I can lower down to people and help them up.
While you're doing that, while you're helping people up, I can also lift people on the magic carpet elevator.
I was going to say, some people can climb, some people can ride the carpet as an elevator, just so it's twice as fast.
Like, I'll take Chill and the small ones.
I just hook in and start hauling people up that want to go up the rope and all that stuff.
We need to be very intentional about who goes first. It's 5 foot up there. There's no getting around each other. Whoever's going to go first needs to go first, and we need to put ourselves in order because there's not a lot of room up there, and then it's the cavern. So we just need to be very intentional.
So Chad first.
And maybe, well, if I have the rope and I can secure it somewhere, then everybody could climb up. And I don't know if we need to do the shuttles. Can we do shuttles with a magic carpet?
You can, but you can't have the carpet and someone else in the, because it's a 4x6 carpet, so like you can barely make it up, but you can't have someone else climbing in there at the same time.
Well, we know from experience that, say, Rafi and Chad can occupy the same space because of Rafi's size.
Okay.
So Rafi and Chad could go up together.
The one guy that's going to spill the beans is going with the first guy that goes up.
Well, he likes to fight. Or it could be Rafi and Lockley, I'm just saying. Or Lockley and Chad, I'm just saying. With a small creature, they can stand with you.
From what she said, are we under the impression that this would be where the beholder is?
Yeah, I mean, she believes if you go up this tunnel into the next cavern, that's going to be where it is, but she didn't see it.
Okay.
I mean, if you want me to go look in the cavern or someone else because you're right here, we can. I want to aid you in whatever is helpful.
I'd like to be able to regroup when we get to the top. Is that going to be possible, do you think?
If by regroup you mean we are in one line before we go into the chamber, kind of. There's enough room for us to stage going in, but then once we go in, we're stuck in this 5-foot tunnel until we get into the cavern.
Essentially, we're bottlenecked right now. We're going to be bottlenecked.
Okay, let's just do this. I'll go first.
Let's just do our marching order. Typically,
Leroy Jenkins, Rafi the halfling.
Rafi, here's a ration to keep you quiet.
Okay. All right. So, who's going next?
How do you want marching order to go? Do you want us to
Do you want to go to the tunnel to the south?
No, go ahead and start at the top because I can copy and paste you guys. So you and Rafi. I'll put them wherever you guys want them. They don't have to be at the back, but wherever you.
I didn't know what you were doing, so I was like,
I'm just getting them out of the way. However you guys want to.
Zainy's second after me and Rafi. Zanfalcon after that. Because these are integral to a beholder plan. And then you guys sort out the rest.
Chill is... How's Chill going up?
I would, honestly, for a beholder fight, I would Pokeball Chill.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do much. Yeah, you might want to.
You're gonna be floating.
It's 20 foot in the air is what the beholder is.
From what Lockley told us, the beholder hovers and flies at least 20 feet off the ground. So I don't think Chill is going to be very helpful in this at this time, and it may be better to Pokeball Chill.
You can always pull him out later, right?
But aren't there other people up there as well besides the beholder?
I don't think so, but if that's the case, you can always unpokeball him and sick him on him.
Yeah.
True. All right. Then I will do that.
So how do you Pokeball Chill?
I have my gloves on so I can just touch him.
Okay.
She boops the snoot.
So when you boop his snoot, Chill disappears into the ball, and out pops Ulros, the Dark Mage, who you left in there.
Oh, shit.
Who immediately backs into, all right, we could talk.
Quiet.
Starting to keep his voice loud. We could talk about this. Just be calm. It's fine. I don't mean to harm you. I've been doing a lot of thinking.
If you don't remain silent, you're going right back in.
Fine. Very well. Very well. But you should not kill me because I have some very good information.
Okay, but if you don't shut up right now, you're going back in.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How about, what are we doing?
And one other thing. We're about to kill a beholder, and you're going to help us.
Oh, those are very nasty. I'll do my best.
Okay, then.
Man, he's had a long time to consider.
And you really need to start shaking that Pokeball beforehand to see if anything clinks around inside before we use it.
Adding it to my bio page right now of who is in the Pokeball.
Pokeball occupancy.
I'm wondering, like, when somebody's in the Pokeball and then you boop somebody else to go in the Pokeball, do they do like an awkward like exchange when you walk past somebody in the hallway? It's like you just see each other like in a blinding light.
There's like a shoulder check.
Yeah. Like Chill's shoulder checked him on the way in.
Kind of like on Big Brother when people are going to vote and they cross in the hall.
Just like that. It's just like that.
It's like the thumbnail for episode 23.
Is that the one with Beowulf?
Yeah,
and
Bear
Zan?
and Zan were
Bear
like
and Zan.
awkward. All right, I'll help. Where do you want me?
Where you think you'll be the most useful.
He doesn't say this realistically, but for funny, I would say down that hole with the 50 guys.
I will just don't want to go back in that ball. I will see if I can help you all.
You remember the thing about not speaking anymore?
Oh, I won't speak again.
Okay, until you can speak when we hit the beholder, but we're stealth. Shh.
Oh, I have a plan.
Uh-oh.
So you guys are gonna go up the hole?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna let a rope down for everyone else?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Anna, your token's over chill, so if you just highlight and drag you, it should take both of you. So. It should. If it doesn't, there you go. There you go. We got it. Okay. So as you climb up the hole and then let your rope down for everyone else, you see.
Hang
Mhm.
on. Wasn't Lockley in the Pokeball before this Dark Mage? Was that, or was there no?
I don't
we
remember
released another
sec-
guy.
Yeah, I don't remember the secession, but yeah, I think it was empty at one point.
Lockley, another guy. You dealt with that guy. Pokeball was empty.
I was just wondering if they had done that awkward pass.
And then this guy's been in there forever. Lockley specifically asked you what happened to this guy. You thought you took care of him, and then you changed out again. Okay, let me change one thing because there's way more y'all than I anticipated. I'm not changing anything integral. I'm just giving you a space so that you can all see the hallway that you're in.
So we were discussing the plan earlier. We kept mentioning Pokeball. Like, how hard was it for you to keep a straight face?
Oh, I was smiling the whole time, but you didn't know why.
By the way, guys, remind me when we get back to town, I need to get a magic marker so I can write on the Pokeball. Or maybe, a whiteboard marker so that we could clear it off and replace it.
These magic markers sound wonderful. How much damage do they do?
Put an O for occupied. I swear, man, you just need to shake it like it's almost like a Christmas gift to see if you hear anything inside.
It's like a snow globe. See if anything appears. Magic 8-ball.
That would be handy if you could turn it over and it says what's inside.
Outlook says Dark Mage.
Okay, so as you get up and everyone else, it's pretty. I mean, I'm not going to make you roll checks because you can get up the rope, but it's a very tight space now where you're in. Those of you that are over 5 foot have to crouch and make sure that you're, Chad, you and Rafi get to what you believe to be the very entrance of this place. You can see that it has some very large holes in the floor. There's not a lot of place to step. There's a little bit of a space, and then you can see off to the far end there appears to be kind of a giant statue that kind of resembles the one in the beginning. This seems to be another portion of temple that probably started on a different level and that they probably abandoned. So you guys are all crammed in and you are standing. Go ahead and Chad, make a perception check. Okay. So yeah, you see to the left and to the right there are these two what look like pots. They just kind of appear to be holding what looks like some important things. And you see the two large gashes in the floor that just seem to bottom out to nothingness. But you see all that from where you currently stand.
But does it look like I can leave this for a larger chamber?
Well, you're right in front of the larger chamber where it would open up.
Okay.
There's only like one place to step, and then it would open up to more. And everyone is behind you, just kind of waiting to see what you're going to do. Currently, you don't see any other creatures in this chamber, and the ceiling just goes on until your dark vision runs out. You don't see anything.
So the chamber's really massive.
Yeah, to give you kind of a, you can see a door to the left side. It's about 85 feet, and from you to the back wall, it's about 50 feet.
And the ceiling?
You have no idea.
Okay.
It's endless right now.
I step out just about 5 feet from the confined space.
Okay. Do you want Rafi to come with you or not?
No, hold back, Rafi.
Okay. So as you step forward, you step right on the floor, and as you feel your foot start to sink, you feel a pressure plate start to depress. And behind you, before you can act, a porculus drops down, leaving no space between you and Rafi. And there's only, probably, you can only see this much through as the bars are this thick. And you just hear a, Chad! And there is now nothing between you two.
With an 18 perception, I couldn't see a pressure plate right in front of me.
DC was 20.
Wait, so someone got caged? Is that what happened?
You all did.
Well, yeah, just from in between Chad and Rafi fell this falling door that seems to have fallen and is stuck, keeping them. And now, as that sound echoes throughout the chamber, you hear, ha, 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 ha.
That's
So
just
Hang on.
it.
So none of the rest of us can get through?
Not currently. There is.
So
Hang
it's-
on. So there's this much room between the slats.
Right. But you are nowhere near. There is a Rafi, Zines, Zan Falcon, Bearwolf between you. You guys are all bunched up. There's no room around each other.
Guys,
I can't get there, right?
Correct.
I got this.
Okay.
Scroll of wind walking.
Okay.
We can all fit through. It'll make us all a gaseous form, and we can all go through the bars, right?
Don't do that though.
Why?
Because you have to concentrate for 1 minute, I believe, to get out of that form, which is 10 rounds of combat.
Hang on. So what if I wrap up the Pokeball in something, toss it to the front, not to Rafi, but to Zines. Zines, Chad sticks his finger through the bar and you touch it to the Pokeball. That's going to release chill on our side and put Chad and the Pokeball on our side.
And leave Rafi on the other side.
No, Rafi's with you.
No, he's on our side.
Wait, don't we want to get in the room where Chad's at?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can get
True.
into this room.
All right.
Can I look for a method to raise this door from my side?
Well, make a perception check, because as you're doing that, you hear just this intense laughing behind you. You currently do not see any way for this to be, any mechanism for this to be opened. And the laughing just continues to get intense. And as you turn around, there floating is a purple, one-eyed, many-tentacled, what you believe to be a beholder, floating roughly 40 foot off the ground. And it just kind of stares at you.
Can I hate to blow this so early, but can I seeing as an earth elemental, I can earth glide without disturbing the earth. So I'm going to turn into an earth elemental, and then the parts of me that can't fit in the wall because of everybody else just have them go into the earth. But as an earth elemental, I have this thing called Siege Monster where I do double damage to objects and structures.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to beat this door down.
Okay. Well, we're getting ready to go into combat. So, but what you want to do is you want to glide into the earth all the way, right?
Well, basically, because there's not enough room for me to fully become the earth elemental without earth gliding, so half of my body would have to glide into the earth underneath me.
Basically, as you become the earth elemental, you want to glide into the wall, essentially.
Yeah, and then I just want to like beat the door down.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Don't forget, click your tokens, guys.
Stupid pressure plate.
This is the third fight where I get a 1 on my initiative.
I know you have to roll like 20 different initiatives. I'll be right back.
He's right. I got to roll like 20.
Do I roll my initiative or the earth elemental initiative?
We haven't shifted yet, so
Okay,
ahead.
so mine.
Go ahead and roll yours.
I went to the stream just so I could see inside since I'm stuck behind a wall.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, there is that wall, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do I get an inspiration that I didn't get last session because I wasn't there? For my initiative?
Pushing it, aren't you? I guess.
I figured the worst you do is tell me no.
It's true.
But hey, it's not like I'm asking to reroll an attack roll. Hey, see? Not a whole lot better, but slightly better.
Some crappy rolls incoming here.
Seems to be the story of today's. We all seem to have forgotten to give our offering to RNGesus.
I did okay.
Yeah, not bad. That 25.
So wait, are we just hunched over, or are we like on our bellies like Die Hard in the vents?
No. You're standing. There's
Okay.
enough room to stand. If you're more than 5 feet tall, you're hunched over.
Okay, I was under the impression it was like Die Hard in the vent scene.
No, not quite. Okay, so initiative's been set up. I'm going to give you guys an option. You can wait till you have Zan Falcon here to do what Zan Falcon does, or we can start this. What do you guys want to do? Because if we start it, there's no telling when it'll end. If we start it, we could always half it. What do you guys?
I would say wait for Zan.
Yeah, he might.
Because you guys waited for me.
Well, they just didn't get to you. But
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna have everyone next week, then you guys can all do the fight together.
All right.
I want that.
Yeah, I want us all to be here for that fight.
You think this
Okay.
is going to take more than me just hitting it with my axe once?
Yes.
Possibly.
Maybe I might have to roll my second roll for my second attack on my first turn.
Maybe.
Possibly.
On the very slim chance that you have to, I think it's going to take us more than 20 minutes. If there's that slim chance that you can't kill it in one hit.
Okay. Then if that's the case and everybody's rolled initiative, I think we should end early, just slightly, just so we'll end with a cliffhanger of Chad being on the other side of the falling gate. Initiative getting ready to start, and you all trying to get this gate bashed open so that you guys can get in there. That's where I think we'll start it for next week.
I'll be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's just a beholder. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean,
like Gabby says, just before we put it up on YouTube, just edit this whole ending out. Just let the gate fall and just end it there.
That would be funny. So, I mean, yeah, we'll end it today. We'll be back next week. We should have all our players, as far as we know, and we'll get this large Charger of Warhu arc possibly kicked out, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week at 4 p.m. EDT. If you need more Dungeons and Dragons content before then, check out our YouTube. We got tons of stuff. 3 different campaigns, getting ready to start 4. So there's always something for you guys to watch. And then a lot of us stream and do stuff and things during the week. So check out those links below, and we'd love to see you guys. So take care, be well. We'll see you guys later for more Off the Table.